1290. Live from the CNWT.
From the what?
Central Northwest Tucson, duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
And Cricket getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but three first names. David Scott
Bass will try a 44-yard field goal to tie. The wind at his back. The snap is good. The ball put down. The kick is up and no good. Wide right. Wide right. The Bills kicker missed a field goal. Wide right. Jubilation for the Chiefs sideline. 1:43 to go. Bass missing wide right from 44.
He pushed it right. It looked like he wanted it to hook in from the right post, and I don't know if it was the wind or he mishit it, but it just violently moved right like a slice in golf.
Yeah, I don't think Tyler Bass pushed that ball to the right. I think the elements pushed that ball to the right for him. Mike Mayock, the analyst there with Kevin Harlan, the play-by-play man on Westwood One, he was way more subdued than my wife and I were on the couch when we saw that kick start to slice to the right. It was more like, oh! That was really the reaction to that kick by Tyler Bass, preventing the Buffalo Bills from moving on in the AFC playoffs. And the Kansas City Chiefs, 6 straight trips to the conference championship game. 6 straight trips to championship weekend. That's pretty incredible. It's not a record. Not a record. Bill Belichick and company and the New England Patriots hold that record. But wow, man, we had some great games. Last week was a bunch of blowouts. We had a blowout. Browns got blown out. Cowboys got blown out. Seemed like everybody was getting blown out last week. Eagles got blown out. This week, though, some really good games. 49ers coming from behind late to beat the Packers. That Bills and Chiefs game last night, I mean, that was a doozy. Then you had the game before that, the Lions. How about the Detroit Lions? Detroit Lions, I believe they're we went over this, I think, early in the fall. One of 5 teams, I believe, that have never been to the Super Bowl, my Browns included. Now they've got a chance to get off of that list that I believe includes the San Diego Chargers and maybe 1 or 2 other teams off the top of my head. I'm not remembering. But, yeah, it's a list you don't want to be on. And now they've got a chance to get off that list. They're back in the conference championship game for the first time since 1991. 33 years it has taken the Lions to get back to playing for the NFC Championship, and they'll do so against the 49ers on Sunday. There was one blowout, the Ravens. Are the Ravens the best team right now? Somebody asked me, in fact, it was Max from Kim FM, asked me a little bit earlier what I thought, who I thought the final 2 standing were going to be. And right now, I'd have to say that I believe as well as the Ravens played, man, I'm not going to bet against the Kansas City Chiefs, man. That team has been there. They've done it. They know how to do it. Patrick Mahomes is as good as they come. Travis Kelce, who hadn't scored a touchdown in 8 weeks, gets 2. And who the heck is Isaiah Pacheco? I casually follow the National Football League. I don't know that I'd ever heard of Isaiah Pacheco until yesterday.
Plug and play.
Yeah, exactly. Andy Reid, LA's own Andy Reid, just continues to find ways to put teams in a position to win. So I'm going with the Chiefs in Detroit. I just think Detroit right now is they appear to me to be the best team. So I'm going with Detroit and Kansas City next week to win the conference championships and advance to Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
Lions, Texans, Jags, and Browns. Never made it.
Lions, Texans, Jaguars, and Browns.
Yep.
And all four of those teams at one point looked like they were going to be in the playoffs this year. And the Jaguars flamed out down the stretch. I mean, that team, I believe, was 8-3 at one point. Didn't get in. Injuries down the stretch really, really hurt that club. The other three teams did get in. Texans knocked the Browns out, but could not solve Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Lamar Jackson ran for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns, threw for 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. He can do it all. He can do it all. That was my benchmark. Lamar Jackson, when Khalil Tate was the quarterback of the Arizona Wildcats, that was my benchmark for Khalil Tate. I said, if Khalil Tate can be Lamar Jackson, Lamar, I believe, was maybe a year, 2 years ahead of him. I think he had just gone into the league right when Khalil was coming onto the scene at the U of A. I said, if he can do what Lamar Jackson can do, Khalil Tate can be a really, really good quarterback. He had the running side of it. He just never had the passing side of it.
Quick decision making, right?
Yeah.
That's what it really boils down to.
And Lamar could do that in college. I said, man, I remember one year I laid out the numbers. I said, this is what, and I based them off of Lamar Jackson for Khalil Tate. I said, if he could, and it was after that first year, so it was the first full year that he was going into to be a starter. I said, if he can hit these baselines, he's got to throw for this many yards, this many touchdowns. If he can do that on the passing side, I know he can do it on the running side. He showed that. Heck, he showed that in the first 4 games of his college career as the main guy. I said, if he can make these jumps on the passing side, he can be the next Lamar Jackson. Just never happened. Couldn't do it. And never got a shot outside of a brief cup of coffee in training camp or mini camp with the Eagles. Just never got that opportunity to Khalil Tate.
So 4 teams have never made it. 12 teams
have never won
it.
Yeah, it's tough. We need Umar Barlow. Winning the Super Bowl is hard, man.
It's so hard, man.
It's hard, man. Well, even the best. I mean, you think about all those. I mean, think about Tom Brady. I mean, as much as they won it, there were other times they could have won it and didn't.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's not easy to get to that point.
Had a lot to do with that.
Yeah. Heck, my dad played for 10 years and never got there. Never got to the game.
Vikings, Bills, Bengals, Panthers, Falcons, Chargers, Titans, Cardinals, Browns, Lions, Texans, Jags.
And the Bengals and the Bills have been, well, I would say the Bengals, the Bills, and the Vikings have all been there probably at least minimum 3 times and not won it.
Yeah.
That's tough. What are the Bills are what, 0-4? They won what, they lose 4 straight in a row, I think?
4, yeah.
4 in a row. Vikings have probably lost 4 at least, I think. Bengals have lost at least 3 I know of. I was at the last one.
Boomer.
In Los Angeles when they lost. Not easy. Not easy. So what do you think? What did you think of divisional playoff weekend?
Did it have to be wide right?
Right?
Cruel.
Scott Norwood. Scott Norwood. Didn't he go to U of A? Scott Underwood?
Sure.
Was he?
I don't know.
No. I'm thinking of Scott Erickson. Not Scott Underwood. Scott Erickson. Scott Norwood for the Bills back in the day. Couldn't get those teams with Biscuit and all those guys, Thurman Thomas, Jim Kelly. Couldn't get those guys over the top. All of our guys here, John Fina, Glenn Parker. I can't imagine. I mean, Glenn Parker, who played for both the Bills, the former host of this show, the man that used to sit in this seat, played for both the Bills and the Chiefs. I remember talking to him about that 2 years ago before the Super Bowl. I was like, what's it like for you when the Bills and the Chiefs play each other? Happened again on Sunday night. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program today. A lot to unpack from this weekend. Arizona men's basketball, an unbelievable rally from 19 points down. They hadn't come back from that many points down to win a basketball game in 10 years. Did it to their rival UCLA, down 32-13 at one point. And they rallied to win 77-71. They had 28 points at halftime. So what's the math on that? They scored 49 points in the second half to rally and beat the Bruins.
Half from that free throw line.
And, well, I didn't even look. What happened Sunday? I didn't even look. Did the Ducks win? Or did not the
They
Ducks?
lost.
Yeah, did the Ducks?
So, yeah, Cats are technically, I think, because they haven't played yet, but I think overall record-wise, the Cats have the tiebreaker there. So
Okay.
their Cats are ahead in the tiebreaker atop the conference at the moment.
Ooh, 80-77. Utah knocked off the Ducks. Devion Smith, 24 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists for the Utes. Nafali Dante is back. Oh, boy.
Yeah, look out.
23 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists for Navale Dante. Brandon Carlson also big in that ball game. Utah is a half game behind the leaders. They've played 8. Everyone else has played just 7 to this point. So Oregon, Arizona, Arizona State, all 5-2 because the Sun Devils knocked off the Trojans on Saturday. So that's going to be an interesting weekend as we head up to the Great Northwest once again for the Oregon trip. It'll start with the Beavers, and then it'll be the Ducks Thursday and Saturday.
Late game.
This week. Oh, gosh.
9 p.m. tip.
Real late. We don't even start the game until 9. What does that mean? We're going till 2
Something like
Friday
that.
morning? Oh, my gosh. We'll be leaving when cricket's getting here.
Pretty much,
on
yeah.
Friday morning.
We'll give her a heads up as to how the traffic's going before she gets in.
Yeah, we'll tell you. We'll tell you. You can wake up. What time do you get up, Quick? What time do you wake up?
3.
You wake up at 3.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll probably be off the air before that. Otherwise, we would tell you what's happening
You tell me what was
on
up.
your way in here.
Yeah.
Which is probably much of nothing.
Yeah, true.
How long does it take you to get to here from your place?
At like 5:30 in the morning, about like 12 minutes.
Why is Cricket's camera not working? Oh man, that's crazy. I'm sorry. I'll fix that while you talk there. How long does it take you?
About 12 minutes. Early. I mean, in the middle of the day, maybe more like closer to 20 minutes.
Okay, outstanding. How was the weekend?
It was pretty good.
Now
How
you
about
had something. What were you doing again?
I was meeting up with some old friends.
That's
some
right.
longtime friends.
How did that go?
It was fun.
What did you guys do for fun?
Went to Kontiki.
Ooh,
Scorpion Bowl.
Kontiki Bar.
A friend did get the bowl. Yeah.
I have not been to Kontiki. I used to live literally 5 minutes away from there when I first moved here, and I would go maybe every other weekend. I would go, but I've not been probably in over 10 years.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, how is it? How
Looks
was it?
exactly the same.
Nothing's changed,
Nope.
right?
Their menu seems to be a little bit more elevated, kind of, if that makes sense.
Okay,
I got a burger. It was good.
nice.
Yeah.
All right. So the group had they been there before, or
Yes. They
Okay.
wanted to. A couple friends. One came in from Texas and another one, I forget where she came in from, like the Midwest somewhere.
Oh,
But
wow.
I hadn't seen them for a long time. So they kind of picked the Kontiki. I'm like, I live here, so you guys pick. So I'm like, I guess the Kontiki makes sense.
So
you
now,
know?
when was the last time you had been there?
Last time they were in town.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Like 15 years ago,
15 years ago.
maybe-ish, something
All
like
right.
that. Yeah.
So what did you get? Do you have a thing that you do get when you go there? What's your specialty? What specialty?
I don't think I've never had a scorpion, but I had a friend that got the big, the
big,
fish
it's
bowl.
huge,
Yeah.
Punch
right,
bowl,
yeah,
yeah.
punch bowl.
Yeah, you can get them in just like a drink, like a normal
Okay.
person-sized drink. And she ordered one, and it came out in a glass, and she was like, "I wanted the big one."
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. We'll remix that.
That's
for
your
you.
like birthday or like 21st birthday spectacle drink. That's what you're looking at.
For sure.
Contiki. I'm gonna have to get back over there and check that place out. I don't even know if I've ever taken my wife there. And we lived, like I said, in that neighborhood for the first 9 years of our marriage. So good spot though. Good spot. Good Tucson spot.
Looks
to
exactly
hang
the
out.
same.
Dad, nothing's changed there.
Nope.
Not at all. Not at all.
I think the bathroom's still the same color. It's like still the same like kind of like wicker thing. It's fun.
Outstanding. Well, I'm glad you had fun with your friends. That's awesome.
What'd you boys do?
We were here most of the
Work,
days
I was gonna
Saturday.
say.
Yeah.
I know.
Basketball.
You work.
Sunday was very relaxed. I went and got a workout in, went to the gym, did some sweating, and then watched football.
I
most
just
of
sat by the
day.
door and watched drizzling rain with my dog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That was a lot of rain.
It was a lot. It was nasty out there.
Mhm.
Nasty out there.
Great day.
But
Love
what's it like out there right now, Cricket? Tell us.
And from the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Pima and Columbus. That's, I believe, a multi-vehicle collision. A crash there at Columbus and Pima. Some backups on eastbound Grant Road approaching Columbus and also southbound Nogales Highway at Los Reales. 51 the low with rain expected through Wednesday, probably starting around 7 tonight, and 59 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services, home of the Money Today guarantee. Can't wait weeks for your tax refund? Then don't. At Jackson Hewitt, get money today if you're approved for a no-fee refund advance loan on a prepaid card. Book today at jacksonhewitt.com. No-fee refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
DK on the Sports Tip, 3 to 6 weekdays.
Now, is that league where they got the keg at second base and you got to chug a beer before you get to third? Is that how that works?
J-Dub, that would have been a better league for me.
Oh, okay.
Don't miss out on all the fun.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think I fixed it.
Oh, well, try shredding these $50 bills then.
Seems like it's working.
Better try another $400.
Stop. Instead of using money, use regular paper. And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who switch and save could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Don't miss out on limited-time appliance deals during the closeout event at Lowe's. Get up to 35% off select major appliances. Plus, save an extra $100 when you spend $999 or more on all major appliances. Hurry, these deals are too good to last long. Shop in-store or online today. Because Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid 1/4 through 1/24. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for details.
You want to protect her. You'll give anything to make sure nothing harms her. Every minute together makes unforgettable memories. Except that time you parked her under that tree and...
Oh, come on, man. Really?
Sorry, we'll never speak of it again. But remember who came to her rescue? Recon Auto Detailing. Arizona's premier auto detailing company comes directly to you. We'll make your masterpiece shine like it should, and with a monthly maintenance package, we'll keep it that way. Recon Auto Detailing. Online at recondetail.com.
Nothing slows my little girl down, except the stuffy nose.
Mommy.
That's why I use Sinex Children's Saline from Vicks. Sinex instantly clears mucus in everyday stuffy little noses with a gentle, ultra-fine mist designed for kids. Just Sinex? Breathe. Her stuffy nose is gone for now. And so is she.
Sinex Children's Saline. Sinex, breathe. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
The Home Depot makes it easy to shop and save on appliances in-store and online. Enjoy savings on top brands like GE, LG, Frigidaire, Whirlpool, and more. Find kitchen appliances with helpful features like customized organization, and save time with laundry appliances that have faster wash and dry cycles. Final days to get up to $450 off select appliances at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Pricing valid January 4 through 24. Gas ranges and dryers extra. U.S. only. See store or online for details.
The playoffs are here. Get all the action on the BetMGM app today. Take the excitement of football to the next level with same-game parlays, odds boost promos, and much more. Plus, every time you make a wager at BetMGM, you can earn BetMGM rewards points. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly and offer resources to help you make appropriate choices. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older only. Arizona only. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP.
Progressive presents 10 things on a contractor's to-do list that are harder than getting a commercial auto insurance quote. Bidding a new client, giving an accurate estimate, finding affordable materials, getting a client to pay you for work you already did, getting a client to pay you, period, securing permits and workers and tools, getting those workers and tools to work together, and finding the perfect pair of overalls. Pockets, baby. But the easiest thing on a small business owner's to-do list? Seeing if you can save on commercial auto insurance. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage subject to policy terms and conditions.
Yeah, we're replacing the carpets too, so don't worry about that.
No fresh powder yet, but Dan's Ski Lodge has an avalanche of projects.
Those 4 rooms are getting hot tubs.
He needs a staff engineer to navigate a flurry of new requests.
And all of those will be fully ADA accessible.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wildcats fans from coast to coast can bring a little bit of Tucson to themselves wherever they happen to be by streaming 1290 on our website at wildcatsradio1290.com. The home of the Wildcats is everywhere. This is Wildcats Radio 1290. DK on the sports tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is our number, and that is how you can interact with us by phone or by text. What a Saturday, I should say, it was for Arizona men's basketball.
Kylan will take it down top, leave it for Umar Ballo. Ball knocked away and stolen by Adem Bona. 3-on-1. Bona to the rack and jam it home. The 2024 Arizona football team has come onto the court here to be saluted by the fans, and there's some faces out there that these fans were very, very happy to see.
Tell them who was out there, Brian.
Well, I'll start with this. The head coach, Ben Brennan, Dwayne Aquina, who's coming back, had flirted with going to Texas, and the stars of 23 coming back for 24. Pretty special.
Goosebumps. That was special.
Left wing, checked by Lewis. Go inside, Bona, double team, back out Stefanovic. Good look at the 3, and he's hit another one. Stefanovic now has hit 3 of 3 outside the arc. Dribble drive left, kick it off to Mack. Front of the Arizona bench, walks it back out. 6 on the shot clock now. Mack squares up, fires an open 3, scores it.
UCLA averages 4.5 makes from beyond the arc. They made 6 already.
Got down to the baseline, shut off, out to Krivas, into Love. Love, top of the key, over to Larson. Open look at the 3, got it, needed it.
Open look, only the second make in 11 attempts from beyond the arc.
Bruins with the ball. Mack out top, ball tipped away by Love, and a steal. Caleb Love driving the other way to the bucket, slam it home. Timeout, UCLA. Cats inbound at Larson to the right elbow. Bounce inside. Lewis. Nice cut down the baseline, and KJ puts it in for 2. Now the Wildcats' first bucket of the second half. KJ matched on McClendon. Bounce pass. Johnson right side out to Lewis. Wide open 3. Got it. Lexus of Tucson Charity 3 for KJ Lewis. And the Wildcats now down by 8. Andrews will bring it up. KJ Lewis right back on the floor. And he will pick up Andrews. Feet ahead, stolen by Boswell. Arizona ball. Can the Cats take advantage? Boswell drives down the other way. Shoots a 3. Scores a 3. Timeout UCLA. The first points of the night for Kylan Boswell could not come at a better time. into the lane, drives right, 4 on the shot clock. Out to Mack, open for 3, and it rattles and goes. Mack steps top of the key, hesitates, drives inside, a shot, no good. Grabbed by Nuba, missed the dunk. Larson the rebound, off to Love, Cats on the run. Love through traffic to the bucket, up, it is good, and he's fouled. And again, right now they put this game in the hands of Sebastian Mack. He'll throw it off for McClendon, 6 on the shot clock. McClendon forced out by Larson. McClendon tried to create, turns, has to force up a shot, that's an air ball, and that is a shot clock violation. Love working back and forth dribble, 11 on the shot clock. Steps right, shoots a 3, no good. Long rebound out to Larson, lean in, shot by Pella, and it rolls in. Wow, what a shot, and followed by Pella Larson, 75-71 Arizona. Here's Andrews on a switch, picked up by Larson, drives him into the lane, knocks down Pella, offensive foul.
Pella Larson.
Dribbles left, turns, no space, off to McClendon for 3, way off the mark. Boswell the rebound for the Wildcats. Did the Bruins foul? They won't. 4 seconds left, and the Wildcats have won it. 19 down, 6 up. What a day at McHale Center. We'll see him again at Pauley. Another classic, maybe not a beautiful classic, but a classic. Arizona, UCLA. Just what the fans wanted to see here on a Saturday afternoon. Arizona 77, UCLA 71. That's your final.
And as Tommy Lloyd is one to say, everyone got to enjoy their Saturday night dinner here in Tucson. 19 down, as you heard Brian Jeffries say. Arizona trailed 32-13 in the first half. Up by 6, they win it 77-71, led by Pella Larson, 22 points. Wildcats made just 6 threes in the game, none bigger than that one by Kylan Boswell off his own steal. He had just 1 steal and 1 bucket, and they came on that one play, and that was definitely one of the bigger plays in the ball game. A technical foul by Mick Cronin off of a foul, led to 4 free throws that Pella Larson made all 4 of those. He finished 8 for 8 from the line. Arizona shot 29 free throws in this game as they went to school in the second half, getting into the double bonus early.
Real early.
And taking full advantage as they made 25 of 29 free throws. And that really was the difference in the game. I mean, the Wildcats made 25 of 29. UCLA went to the line and made just 12 of 14. So they shot 15 more free throws and made 13 more free throws and win by 6 points over their rivals from Los Angeles in a game where it looked real ugly early, especially right after the football team came out and lifted the roof off of McHale Center like nothing I've ever seen before, coming out in a show of solidarity for all the players that have decided to stay. Now, since that moment, there have been some players that have announced they are not staying. Now, none of those guys who were there Saturday and players who were not expected to stay going into Saturday, and the top one of those being Jonah Coleman, who has announced that he will go to Washington. And the thing, I guess, 2 of the other players who've announced that they're going to Washington, did they even really play at Arizona? Damon Williams and Adam Muhammad. I mean, that's the funny thing to me. It's like I'm going into the transfer portal from a school that I never even put on a uniform for. How does that work?
I guess promises are made.
I mean, I guess they were already here. I'm assuming they were already here. They were early enrollees, which is kind of the new thing now for a lot of these top football players. You graduate from high school early so that you can enroll a semester ahead and be on campus for all the off-season training and spring practice and whatnot. And so those guys had done that. So they were here, and now they're not. They've decided to not even go through the practices and go somewhere else.
It's a good question, though. Like, if you enroll in a school, but you never really even get your uniform, you don't get a locker assigned, any of those things, like, did you really even transfer from the school or not?
Right. No, I don't think so. Like, no, that doesn't make any sense, right? No. So good luck.
Got to play a snap, I think.
Good luck, Damon Williams and Adam Muhammad. We hardly knew ye, and that's fine. Go forth and be a Washington Huskies.
Enjoy the rain.
Exactly. Enjoy the rain up there. 520-848-1290 if you have thoughts on the game Saturday. What did you think? The Wildcats coming from behind defensively were able to make some changes there at the half that slowed Lazar Stefanovic, who was red hot in the first half. Held him, I believe, to 4 points in the second half. Adem Bona, who dominated inside in the first half, only got 2 points in the second half. He got into some early foul trouble there after the intermission and sat for a large majority of that second half.
Yeah, and it wasn't even that he dominated. It's the threat of him dominating that led to a lot of those open threes because they were doubling him every time he touched it.
Mm-hmm. Second half, it was Sebastian Mack's show. That was the offense that they had.
He was really impressive.
He was.
Down the stretch. I mean, Kelvin talked about that pregame, kid out of Chicago, clearly strong with the ball, going to the rack, but he had a couple finishes where, as a freshman, bouncing off of senior bigs as if they didn't really affect his concentration. Really impressive to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So that's a tough loss for UCLA. In fact, we have some comments, I believe, J-Dub, from Mick Cronin after the ball game.
We have the Q&A that took place in the hallway after the loss, from Coach Cronin.
Let's hear from Mick Cronin how he felt after his team blew a 19-point lead and lost by 6 points to the Arizona Wildcats.
Obviously, valiant effort, but hard to win a game when you miss, 4 threes on one possession and a putback down late.
No, it's hard to win a game when the other team shoots 23 free throws in the second half. It's hard to win a game. 23 to what for you guys? Well, the team that's losing usually has to play harder to catch up when you have a double-figure deficit. You're the one that's going to get the fouls. Yeah. You're the one denying, grabbing, holding, trying to scratch and claw to get back in the game. Not the winning team. We're not trying to pressure, steal the ball, but that's the way it went. So that's when it's hard to win.
What happened with the fans?
When it's 25, nothing happened with the fans. Nothing. But I'd expect nothing less from you.
Pella Larson seemed pretty effective out there. What made him so efficient?
That's Tommy Lloyd then.
For you guys, Lazar obviously had a great first half, a little bit quieter in the second half.
We were able to pass and move and run offense in the first half. Then the game became an unofficiated street fight, and we had to spread it out and drive the ball. We couldn't throw a pass.
Sebastian continues to make strides, it seems like.
I agree.
What growth have you seen out of your team this week?
We just try to get better every day. That's what we do. I've been developing players for a long time, so that's what we try to do. If your players get better, your team gets better. Every game that we play, we gain more experience, we grow from it. And obviously this game it was really smart on their part because we were winning a clean game, so they just went and made it a hold and grab fest, and we couldn't run any offense. All we had was Sebastian at that point to drive the ball because nobody else could drive the ball for us.
They didn't seem to get a lot of steals out there for the corner press, but what kind of impact did that have on your offense?
I would say it was more their denial, the holding, grabbing defense. We couldn't run anything. Couldn't throw a pass.
These last 3 games, do they make you feel, pretty good about the rest of the season for you?
But, I'm not like everybody else. Mm-hmm. I'm the coach. I'm a professional. And guys are trained or untrained. So, unless you are a superstar that don't need training, it can be one and done. I would harken you back to when Sean was here and he had Mannion, Green, Zeke Dodge, all first-round picks.
Right.
How'd that go for him? He didn't have time to train them.
Yeah,
Ben May, it's a very rare guy, like maybe Ayton or somebody like Paul. Or, 99% of freshmen and young kids need experience and training. And, we're gaining that, so we're improving. That's the way it is.
Did Dylan make it a little tentative toward the end of the game, tighten up a little bit? I mean, he was so free and confident, it felt like early in the game.
Again, I would attribute to that to the lack of the way the game was being called, and credit it to their pressure.
What's it like coaching in McKale Center?
Ask Tommy. He coaches here all the time.
You can't provide a visitor's perspective, though?
No. I coach in a lot of places. The venue and the fans are irrelevant to me. That's why my teams have always been so good on the road.
That is Mick Cronin. Now, he could have gone full Darko Rajakovic on the fouls that the Wildcats got in the second half, but he didn't. Now, apparently there was a slight incident in the tunnel after the game with the Zona Zoo. Once again, one of the reporters from one of the UCLA beat writers, I believe, had some video, but it was after the fact, after what actually happened. But what I did see on the video was that the fans were up against the railing again. And this is what I said the last time this happened. I don't understand why there is not security on that rail at halftime and at the end of the game. I said that 2 years ago when the incident occurred with UCLA. You cannot let those kids get on that rail. You just can't.
Kids are going to do kid stuff.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to have blue jackets or whatever, the blue shirts on that rail at the end of each half so that you can prevent these types of things from occurring.
Need earpiece guys.
Yeah. Get the earpiece guys there because, once again, now coach said nothing happened, but there was at least some video that indicated that it didn't raise to the level of the last time, but it was still an incident. And we'll get into later what happened at Ohio State yesterday.
Yeah, that was a little more serious.
That was a little more serious. And it goes back to what we talked about before in terms of the court storming.
Hey, fans, don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Don't do dumb stuff,
Don't
fans, please.
Do dumb stuff. All right, getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives. We're going to talk racing coming up next. Cole Raz won the Chili Willy 150 out of Tucson Speedway. Cole Raz, race car driver, is going to join us next. It's DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With collisions reported, Sunrise near Craycroft on Sunrise Drive west of Craycroft, crash Midtown, Pima, and Columbus and Pima. And we're seeing slowdowns, some busy traffic for traffic eastbound Grant approaching Columbus, and also southbound Nogales Highway at Los Reales. 51 the low with rain expected this evening through Wednesday, 59 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services, home of the Money Today guarantee. Can't wait weeks for your tax refund? Then don't. At Jackson Hewitt, get money today if you're approved for a no-fee refund advance loan on a prepaid card. Book today at jacksonhewitt.com. No-fee refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hi, it's Floyd, the family man with the family plan. Outdated HVAC systems will drive up your electric bill, drain your wallet, and peace of mind. Save now at Goodfellas with no payments or interest till 2024. Get a 30% federal tax credit, up to $2,000 off qualifying heat pumps. Trust Goodfellas. We're locally owned with thousands of 5-star reviews. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Visit us at goodfellasac.com to schedule a no-cost estimate.
And just like that, it's 2024. The new year always comes so fast. The older I get, the simpler my resolutions are. Spending time with family, planning for retirement. But this year, I added Protect It All to the list. When my best friend suddenly lost her husband and seeing what her family went through, I realized how important life insurance is. We weren't covered, so I went to SelectQuote.com, and in minutes, we had quotes from multiple carriers. Then, an experienced licensed insurance agent helped us find the right coverage for our budget. I'm 40, and my $500,000 policy was only $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. And with their same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. The holidays were for family, but the new year, it's for protecting them.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-280-8787 or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote. That's 1-800-280-8787. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Wildcat fans, join head coach Adia Barnes and the Arizona women's basketball team in McHale Center this season. Single game tickets start as low as $17 and are available for purchase now. You won't want to miss the fierce competition coming to Arizona. Tickets are available at ArizonaWildcats.com/WBK. Arizona women's basketball. Let's pack McHale Center.
January is no time for the same old meals. HelloFresh is here to kickstart 2024 with enticing flavors and fresh ingredients paired with easy-to-follow recipes and delivered to your door. They'll keep your taste buds guessing with their most expansive menu yet. Over 45 delicious recipes to choose from each week. Right now, get free breakfast for life with code Radio Breakfast at HelloFresh.com/Radio Breakfast. That's one free breakfast item per box while subscription is active with code Radio Breakfast at HelloFresh.com/Radio Breakfast.
Westwood One is the only place for exclusive audio coverage of every NFL postseason game. Hi, this is Scott Graham. Join us throughout the month of January and into February as we bring you Super Wildcard Weekend, the Divisional Round, Championship Sunday, and of course Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. All 13 NFL playoff games are on Westwood One. If it's the NFL playoffs, it's right here.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
DK on the Sports Tip on Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. I misread my schedule. Actually, we are going to be talking racing in the 4 o'clock hour. Not this hour, but the 4 o'clock hour. We'll be joined by Cole Raz. Yeah,
You're eager to talk
exactly.
racing.
You know, it was a great race. They actually had to move the race up because of the anticipated bad weather. It was supposed to run on Sunday, but everybody knew what Sunday was going to be like here. So they moved the race up to Saturday night, which was probably even better to have it on a Saturday night versus a Sunday afternoon. But traditionally, it's held on a Sunday afternoon. But it was a great race. I had a chance to watch a little bit of it online. I think there were like a lot of crashes, as a matter of fact. I'll have to get you the total number, but a lot of yellow flags, some red flags apparently, some nonsense, and we'll have to find out all
the
about
good stuff.
All the good stuff you like with racing. But Cole Raz, who's out of Oregon, was your winner and he was the young man who finished second last year by literally half a second or something like
Photo
that.
finish.
It was a pretty tight race last year. He gets the win though this year. Does Cole Razen. So we'll talk to him. He's a regular out there. He's run the normal season. He's from Oregon, but he's also run the normal season down here at the Tucson Speedway. And I know it's a race that he's been wanting to win for quite some time, and finally had the opportunity to do that. There were 12 yellow flags in this race, multiple red flags as well in the 30-car field. Among your top local finishers, Joe Paladenic finished 11th. Jennifer Hall, who races out there in the multiple divisions, finished 12th. Dylan Jones finished 17th. So it was a good night of racing, good weekend of racing out at Tucson Speedway. All right, 520-848-1290. We started the show talking about Championship Sunday coming up this week, and we'll let you know what our plans are. Obviously, we're going to have Arizona women's basketball. The ladies are home against Stanford and California, or actually in that reverse order, California and Stanford this weekend. So we will have the NFC championship game for you on Sunday. That's a 4:30 kickoff between the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco Giants. So we'll definitely have that game. We're still working out the logistics on what's going to happen with the first game. We may carry part of that. We may not. I'll let you know that coming up here as the week goes on. But we'll definitely have the NFC championship game for you. Now, in terms of the Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge, which was this week. There's 2 weeks to go, this past week and next week. The game I chose, was the Chiefs and the Bills. And who was our entrant on that?
Gabriel Ortega.
Gabriel Ortega.
That's what I said.
Was our entrant. This is who he selected.
I'll go with the Bills.
All right, you're going to go with the home team, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Why do you like the Bills, Gabriel?
Why do I like the Bills? Bills will be playing at home.
Okay.
Josh Allen's been doing good. I think he's going to carry him to the Super Bowl.
Ooh. You think they've got enough to get to the Super Bowl? You think they're going to beat the Ravens if they get past this game?
I do believe it.
Wow.
I think so. Yeah. This may be their year.
This may be their year. Well, let's see. It's been their year a lot, but they've never won. They've been there quite a few times. Our guys, John Fina and Glenn Parker, can attest to that. They've gotten to the Super Bowl a number of times. They just can't seem to win it.
It's been their year a lot.
Yeah, it has. But this year is not one of those years. Unfortunately, Gabriel, the Bills are not going to the Super Bowl. They are not even going to championship weekend. Josh Allen did everything he could.
He needed a slice.
26 of 39, 186 yards. He threw one touchdown. But what the Bills didn't have was a lot of healthy guys on defense in that ball game. And they got sliced up by Isaiah Pacheco, who had 97 yards rushing and a touchdown, and Patrick Mahomes, who was flawless, going for 215 and 2 touchdowns, both to Travis Kelce, 5 catches for 75 yards. How about Jason Kelce?
Right. Shirtless Jason Kelce.
That guy is enjoying. If he's retired, he certainly is enjoying
He's
it.
been retired for like less than a week, right? He's already out there.
Exactly.
Living it up.
I mean, shirtless in the booth, hanging out with Taylor and the rest of the crew.
I think her friends call her Tay.
Tay. All right. I'm not one of her friends, so
all right.
I'll just call her Taylor. And
Miss Swift.
Maybe her new friend Brittany calls her Taylor.
Yeah.
Brittany Mahomes.
Right.
Maybe she calls her Tay. I'll call her Taylor. But the Chiefs, man. The Chiefs do what they do.
First road playoff, right?
First road playoff game of the Mahomes era.
Yeah. They've been too darn good. They never play on the road.
We'll caveat that by saying that was not the Super Bowl. I mean, because like he said after the game, we played in a Super Bowl in Tampa against the Buccaneers.
Yeah, neutral.
So
That's technically a neutral site.
Right? Technically, but there were a lot of Buccaneers fans there that night, and they took that L in the only Super Bowl that Mahomes has lost. I believe he's 2-1, if I'm not mistaken. So he'll get a chance to go to another one. But they got to go through Baltimore to get to that one next week. So Gabriel does not win. He picked the Bills. He picked incorrectly, which means the final Miller Lite Pigskin Challenge, which will be coming up this weekend, will be for $50. We will make that selection. You're going to want to come back on Friday.
If someone guesses incorrect,
oh, that's right.
Do we give that to Cricket, or how's that work?
I don't know how that works. We'll have to talk to our guy Mike Harrelson. He's the maker of the rules, I think, on that. I'm not sure how that would work. If
I'll get Mike on the phone.
If somebody, maybe we carry it over to next year, week 1 of next year, and it's $75 right off the bat. Yeah, we'll have to get Mike in here to tell us how that works if I win again. But we'll pick one of the two games next week. I'll have to figure out which. Let's look and see early what the lines are on these two games next weekend. Right now, we've got the Ravens by 3.5 and the 49ers by 7. So those are the lines currently. So we'll pick one of those games. I'll pick one of those games. If you can pick the winner of the game I select, you will be walking out of here with the final $50 gift card of the season, courtesy of Miller Lite. If you don't know how this works, head on over to our website, wildcatsradio1290.com. Got all the rules on there. Gabriel does not go away empty-handed, though. He's still going to get a prize pack from Miller Lite. There's a lot of good stuff in there. If he's having a party for the Super Bowl 58, he'll be well taken care of in terms of everything that he needs to have on hand for his Super Bowl party coming up.
You know why you never heard of
Isaiah Pacheco? Yeah.
Do you know why?
No.
Because he went to Rutgers.
Ooh, okay.
That would be why.
Oh, good for Rutgers.
Yeah.
Rutgers finally has somebody they can talk about.
No disrespect to Rutgers. It's just I can't think of a ton of Scarlet Knights that I've heard making that leap.
Huh. That's a good question, J-Dub. I'm trying to think. Well, didn't Ray Rice? No, he went to Temple. Ray Rice, who played for the Ravens, I think he went to Temple.
Philly, New York, same thing, right?
Philly, New Jersey. I don't know if the Rutgers folks would like you saying
New
calling
York
them
doesn't
New
claim
York.
Rutgers. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but who played? I'm trying to think now that you said that. Who played
current
at
NFL
Rutgers?
players who played for Rutgers?
Who played at Rutgers?
Sebastian Joseph Day, Taylor Croft, Gus Edwards, Michael Burton, Duron Harmon, Christian Braswell, Bo Melton, Logan Ryan, Christian Eisen, and Andrew DePaula.
Maybe I've heard of Andrew DePaula. He's not a punter, is he?
No. He's not a punter.
I've not heard of any of those guys.
I think he's a safety from the Vikings.
Okay, Andrew DePaula. I've not heard of any of those guys. But I'd never heard of Isaiah Pacheco either, so there you go.
Well, Rutgers, it's been a minute, I think, even since they've been to a bowl game. Not exactly known.
Well, they went this year, so they finally went this year.
A second.
It had been a minute before they went this year.
6-6 this year.
Yeah,
That's
they
right.
got there. They did get there this year.
Good job, Scarlet Knights.
Scarlet Knights. Yeah, I walked around that campus one time. It's nice. It's a nice campus. Just across the river.
Never been.
From New York.
Never been.
Okay. All right. Coming up in the next hour, we are going to talk some racing. Cole Raz will join us. Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, we're going to talk to the great Anthony Gimino. I've got a few moments here, so let me give you our question of the day today. We had a chance last week to talk to both Brent Brennan, the new head football coach at the University of Arizona, his brother Brad Brennan. And in talking to Brad, he mentioned the legendary practice week known as Camp Cochise.
Yes.
And it got me thinking, And I asked him, I was like, well, do you think Brent would bring that back? You think he would bring back Camp Cochise? Because last year, upon Kenny Dillingham's takeover of the school up north, they resurrected Camp Tantazona, which I believe is probably a little bit more picturesque.
Wouldn't you?
How did they get? Have you seen the field? Like, they actually have a field there with their logo on it.
Right.
Like, is that always there, or is that just something that they whatever field is there, they take it over for that week and they paint it?
I do not know.
Because I was like, wow, they've got a field with their logo, and I think that's in Payson, if I'm not mistaken.
Wouldn't you have to confiscate phones? Because, like, the whole
That's
thing is bonding.
That's what he did.
Right?
That's what Kenny did. Kenny made them all put their phones in a bag.
The whole concept of that is like getting away and bonding in a place you can't get away from each other type of thing, right? So you'd have to take phones away from kids.
Right. You would absolutely take the phones away. As Brad said, you know, Coach Tomey made us go into rooms and talk to each other.
Right.
No.
The horror.
We had to have. I'd like to find out what some of those difficult conversations were about. Life, guys coming from, you know, the kind of situations that our man Kelvin Efon came from.
Yeah.
You know, rooming with guys that came from Rancho Palos Verdes.
Yeah. And that's what it's all about. I mean, everybody's coming from a different place, and lining up shoulder to shoulder, it's best if you kind of have a good perspective of, you know, where your brother's coming from.
So would you like to see Brent Brennan resurrect Camp Cochise? That's our question of the day. We'll get into it in the next hour, which is only 4 minutes away. He's J-Dub. I'm David Kelly. She's Cricket. This is DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the O'Reilly Chevrolet Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Pedestrian struck Prince Road near Flowing Wells on Prince to the west of Flowing Wells. A pedestrian struck. Other collisions, Thornydale and Overton. Sunrise Drive west of Craycroft, and an earlier multi-vehicle crash at Pima and Columbus. Our overnight low 51, rain expected through Wednesday, starting this evening around 7 tonight, and 59 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt Tax Services, home of the Money Today guarantee. Can't wait weeks for your tax refund? Then don't. At Jackson Hewitt, get money today if you're approved for a no-fee refund advance loan on a prepaid card. Book today at jacksonhewitt.com. No-fee refund advance offered to eligible clients. Application required. Loans by Republic Bank. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
Happy New Year, guys. That was right in my ear.
Oh, good. I see you're doing the whole baby New Year costume with the diaper and the sash.
Time to make resolutions. I resolved not to look at you dressed like that. People should start the new year by fixing up their heating and air system.
That's true. Alaskan AC can fix the stuff other companies can't.
Again, right in my ear. Plus, the Grizzly.
Right. The Grizzly is our custom-built AC made to take a chomp out of Arizona summers.
Still winter, guys. And we can fix up heaters to save our customers gobs of money. Gobs.
We believe in fixing before replacing.
What's a gob?
An Alaskified system is one that will last longer
and is guaranteed to be repair-free for an entire year. Woohoo! I swear, one more time with that thing.
Good resolution, Gary. Let's get out there and help people fix up their systems and save some real money.
All right. Probably should have told him to put some clothes on first.
Yeah.
Schedule now at AlaskanAC.com.
We get you so close to the action at McHale, it feels like Wilbur and Wilma are in the car with you. This is the home of Arizona men's basketball. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Savings and Selection 100 is going on right now at O'Reilly Chevrolet because we have selection, we have savings, and we have over 100 trucks, including Chevy Silverados, the #1 selling full-size pickup in Arizona. See them all at O'Reilly.com. Call 747-8000 or test drive one today on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Find new roads during Savings and Selection 100 at O'Reilly Chevrolet. More than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
See dealer for details.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez of Meridian Wealth Management, and I'd like to invite you to our complimentary retirement income workshop held every Friday at 10 a.m. in our offices at the Williams Center. We discuss the key risks in retirement, how retirement has changed, and how to best plan for success. A recent study showed 60% of retirees would go back and plan differently if they could. We want to help you avoid the would've, could've, should've. Call our office at 719-1433 to reserve your seat today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Attention Tucson! Remember, if it's game day and the Wildcats are taking the floor, you can count on 1290 to bring you all the play-by-play action, the biggest pre- and post-game show in the Pac-12. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
Caruso's, a Tucson tradition since 1938, located on historic 4th Avenue. For 4 generations, Caruso's handmade sauce has been prepared with love by a family member, using only the best ingredients. Enjoy specialty Italian dishes like lasagna al forno, chicken tetrazzini, real Italian sausages, spectacular pizza, as well as many vegetarian options. Caruso's offers outdoor dining on their garden patio, with indoor dining also available. Open Tuesday through Sunday, with all your favorites available for takeout. For more information, call 520-624-5765 or visit their website at carusositalian.com.
Hi, it's Floyd, the family man with the family plan. Outdated HVAC systems will drive up your electric bill, drain your wallet, and peace of mind. Save now at Goodfellas with no payments or interest till 2024. Got a 30% federal tax credit, up to $2,000 off qualifying heat pumps. Trust Goodfellas. We're locally owned with thousands of 5-star reviews. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Visit us at goodfellasac.com to schedule a no-cost estimate.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We are the sports station that Tucson turns to for all the latest news when it comes to Arizona men's basketball, along with all the play-by-play action. We are Wildcats Radio 1290. Live from the CNWT.
From the what? Central Northwest Tucson. Duh.
It's DK on the Sports Tip with your host, David Kelly.
Radio. Just when I thought I was out, they drug me back in.
Featuring J.W. Madden.
Don't tell me about flip-flops, man. I'm a native.
And Cricket, getting you home with traffic and weather.
Camp on Melt Lemon, not in the left lane on the freeway.
Here we go! And now, a man who has not one, but 3 first names, David Scott Kelly.
Hour number 2 on a Monday. Should Brent Brennan, not Brian Brennan, but Brent Brennan, bring back Camp Cochise down in Douglas at Cochise College? Is that something that you would like? I guess that was open to the public back. I never went to Camp Cochise. Now, what I did do, during the Mike Stoops era, there wasn't Camp Cochise per se, but Mike would always take the guys down to Fort Huachuca and practice on post down at Fort Huachuca. And they did that for pretty much every year, the first 3 years that I covered the team, which were 8, 9, and 10. They may have done it in 11 as well, but I don't remember exactly, which would have been the 4 fall camps, my first 4 fall camps here. But that was always pretty cool, too, because there was a military element to it, to where the players got to interact with the military folks on post, the Army personnel. There was always a really cool dinner there. I remember going to the dinner my first year here with the team. And that was just a great opportunity to go down there, and it was just the weekend. Now, I think when they used to go down to Camp Cochise, sometimes they'd go down there for a couple of weeks, week to 2 weeks. That might be difficult nowadays, just based on the monetary investment that would take. I mean, I think a weekend, kind of like what Stoops did with Fort Huachuca, is probably more realistic. You go down there on a Friday, you stay Friday, you maybe get down there early, you practice Friday night, which I think is what they did. They would go down there midday, they practice Friday night, they'd have a scrimmage on Saturday, they'd stay Saturday night, they do some things with the base because Sunday was an off day, and then they'd come back Sunday. So it was basically you'd go down there for about 48 hours when it was Fort Huachuca
I mean, tarps and tents can't be that expensive, right?
Tarps and tents.
It's a bonding experience.
You're not staying in tents.
Go rub some sticks together.
I don't think it's that. We're not bonding like that. It's not a campfire.
Oh, okay.
It's not. I don't think we're having. They may be roasting some marshmallows, but I don't think we're sleeping in tents. Now that would be interesting. That really would be interesting if they say, "Hey, can you imagine if they just like if you got down there and it was like this field set up with like 35, 40 tents, and it was
awesome.
like 2 people in a tent,
Get some cots,
sleeping bags." That would be interesting. Now that would be bonding. That definitely would be bonding. Kind of. I don't know if I told you, like they had when I went down to what was it, the music festival downtown a month ago, or in November. What was it?
Innings Festival.
No.
Oh, you mean here?
Yeah. Well, see that just that fast, I forgot what the music festival. Dusk. Thank you. Dusk Music Festival. There was this really like weird like tent. It was like clear. You could see it. You could see through it. And it was kind of just like out in the middle of this area where you could walk and people could just go into the tent and hang out. It was just, I didn't go in the tent. But you could see that there was like, when I walked by it, I think there was like 8 or 9 people inside the tent. But that would kind of be like, you could have like this huge bonding tent where guys could just kind of go and chill out and talk about life and everything they might want to do.
If there's one thing festival goers love in 2024, it's big, weird tents. Love it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's like a Burning Man, Coachella type of thing.
All right, so right now, do you want to see Brent Brennan bring back Camp Cochise? Because Kenny Dillingham up the street is all in. At least last year, he was all in on Camp T, Camp Tontozona. They made a big deal out of that. Bringing back the tradition. Right now, 64%. It's a Twitter poll, as it always is. Head on over to Wildcats 1290 Twitter and vote.